What up? It's your boy T-Bear and Reaction. Today is Music Monday. About to check out another episode of DJ Premier. What's up? Salute to Floppy Disk. And we about to check out one of the all-time collaboration of rap and hip hop, rock and hip hop. You know, the artist who was rock was kind of like a rap rock style anyway, and fit in with the rap he's repping with, and to add a finisher touch to it, produced by the one and only DJ Premier. That's none other than Limp Bizkit featuring Method Man and Together now with producer DJ Premier on the beat. So one of my favorite songs of all time right there too is that. So anyway, without further ado, let's check out DJ Premier break down this song right here. So what's up, episode 12, Limp Bizkit featuring Method Man and Together now.
I'm DJ Premier and I present to you So What's Up.
Okay, computer, run it back.
So what's up?
All right, another episode.
Premier, I like this
Time to get busy. This was a little bit to the left.
Thank God he chose different album covers to be in his back though, because for me I thought I was gonna get in trouble with the one cover he had with the lady. She was kind of topless, but thank God you two didn't hit me up yet. So I'm praying though.
But everything's real when we do it or how we do it. So let's get to it. This one right here is very special. They're all special because I was a part of it, and that's the most important thing, is recapping the history of my career. For those that may be a little late to the party, we are celebrating all of the songs of my career that I produced using a floppy disk to save the material that creates the songs that I program on drum machines and other equipment in order to make these classic records. But that said, it's about time to take you to 1999 with this. Limp Bizkit featuring Method Man in Together Now. Now, this one's really special for several reasons. At the time, this is 1999.
So I'm looking at this album. You think it's something like made in the mid '90s, something like that? Because I'm like some Gwen Stefani, some kind of like Gwen Stefani, what's it? No Doubt kind of like. But this album cover right there is '83, man. That's crazy.
My former manager, Patrick Moxie, who had Payday Records, and he managed Gangstar for our entire career, all the way up to our last album that we recorded together, The Owners, which came out in 2002. Right after that, Patrick moved on into the dance music world, which is Ultra Records. And of course, Ultra Records is one of the biggest dance labels in the world.
It is.
And he's still continuing to do his thing. And he relaunched Payday, which I helped launch with him by dropping 4 singles. And, you know, Payday's still up and running. Classic stuff on there. Everybody knows the history. Mentioning all that leads to how this happened. Okay? Patrick gave me a call one day and said, hey, Limp Bizkit wants you to do a song with them where you pretty much are updating a version that already existed. And I'm like, well, isn't that the guy that redid the George Michael record Faith, but he did a rock version? He was like, yeah, that's them. I like the video. That was from their previous album in 1997 called $3 Bill, y'all. And that song Faith was on there. That's how I got familiar with them prior to their new album they were working on called Significant Other, which is what this song appeared on. Now, when he told me he wanted to do the song and have me remix it, I was like, well, let me hear it. Mind you, this is before emails and sending MP3s. They had to mail me the song on a cassette and a CD that they burned, and I had to listen to it. First, let me shout out the members of Limp Bizkit: Fred Durst, Sam, Otto, Wes Borland, and of course DJ Lethal. Now DJ Lethal comes from another classic group first, House of Pain, which was The Great Everlast, also Lethal on the Wheels, Danny Boy. And of course that was a DJ Muggs production, which shout to Muggs, who comes from Cypress Hill, and 783 out of Brooklyn, which Muggs is a Brooklyn native as well. So with that trickling all the way up to that point, I was already familiar.
I wanted to say that group because I remember he's part of a group before. They did a song called "The Drum Go Bang." Let me see that the group. Yeah, Drums and Stills, yup. 783, I remember them. Yup. That was a little stick him. After that was Muggs' first. I remember hearing that being Gigi Muggs before he joined Cypress Hill. It was crazy though. I got a joint called Jumps and Still. Remember? Yep. Anyway, let's keep going.
With everybody except for the band personally, but I've been knowing Lethal for years, so being that we've been homies, it already made it simple for me to even want to work with him, but I had a limit of my decision making because to me Fred was dope with what they did, but when it came to the emceeing aspect of what I was used to, I was very, very hesitant to do it. I was like, yo man, I'm just not feeling the way he raps. But when I told them I declined, two things happened. First of all, Patrick says, yo, Method Man's on it. I'm like, word? Oh, I'm in. Just like that. Second thing, he said, Fred wants to know, even if you're not with it still, he wants to know if he can meet up with you in person. All right, at that time I worked at D&D Studios, which a lot of our stuff was done. Shout to Eddie Sancho, who was my engineer for all of this work. Shout to Nordy Cotto, too, who was also an additional engineer. And Dexter Thibault, and also Louis Teneo, who were our assistant engineers. But moving forward, I said, okay, Fred can come see me. He came and sat down with me and said, look, man, if you want to re-record it with me, doing it to you the way you want to coach it, I'm down. However you want to do it, just so we can make it right. I was like, all right, let me record you and let's see if we can get a better take than what I got when I heard the demo version. Now, the demo version was done by Lethal, and if you listen to the demo version, which you're about to hear, because I have both versions, it's pretty much the same thing. When I hear things, I can already tell where I fit in, and the first thing I said was, man, all it really needs is more of my preem bounce with my drums. Let me put my bass line on it, and let me just take the sample that you already looped and hook it up my way. And then next thing you know, we got the beat the way it should be structured before I record Fred Durst's vocals. Now this is what really convinced me all the way, besides with Method Man being a part of it, or like we say, Meth. He said, yo man, I have all your Tape Kings mixtapes. If you know about Tape Kings from back in the 90s, you know they were the fucking super official when it came to mixtapes coming out during our era. And I did a 4-part mix for Tape Kings. It was called Crooklyn Cuts. And the fact that he had all of that, and he also had my New York Reality Check album through Hayes. Shout to Hayes, the writer. The New York Reality Check was actually, by coincidence, talking about this, was on Payday Records. And there was a song on there called Head Over Wheels by G. Depp. Shout to Deputy, man. Hold your head. I know you're behind bars, but, you know, we still ride with you, my dude. He said, yo, Head Over Wheels used to be my jam. And I'm like, you know about G. Depp? I was like, yo, let's do this. And that convinced me to say that we're doing this record. This is another thing that I like about Fred. Fred said, I have all these different things like, yeah, come on, Limp Bizkit, and bring it on, and stuff like that, that he made a 10-inch acetate. It's called a dub plate. It's a record that you cut on a machine called a cutting lathe. That's how records are made when you manufacture to make multiple copies of records. But with this machine, you can make a quick dub plate and cut it into the vinyl, and you only get 2 or 3 or 4 plays, and then it starts to eat it out. So when you start playing it later on, it just has a whole bunch of because it's only really made for 1 or 2, 3 plays. Shout to all the people in Jamaica who've been doing dub plates for years. That's really where the specialty of it came from. But he made a 10-inch, which is easier to wind because it's hard to wind these records back. With him, he did all these, bring it on, Limp Bizkit, and gave me a 10-inch dub plate that he brought with him, which is some hip-hop shit. And when he did that, I was impressed because he understood the science of what's gonna make it all go together. So all the scratches you hear on the song is me scratching his voice from the 10-inch record of the dub.
Yo, I always have respect for Fred Durst, and I was been a fan of him, Limp Bizkit, but this made me a bigger fan and gave me much more respect for him, for real, man.
Play. That's hip hop. We did the record, and like I said, here's the beat before I did it.
Okay. Yeah, not too far off. Okay.
Now you heard that version. Now plugging this into the Akai S950 sampler, linked into the MPC60, both Akai products. Here's my version. DJ. Now, the dope thing about all of this is it led to other big things from this album. The album went 7 times platinum and it sold over 16 million records worldwide. But at the time when I got my plaque, which is right here on the wall, as you see, it was 6 times platinum at the time, which is a lot of sales, and I'm appreciative of being a part of this. But to add on to it, me and Fred Durst built a relationship to the degree of where he said, yo, man, I'm doing a pajama party at the Playboy Mansion for Hugh Hefner, and I want you to DJ. I said, what do you want me to do? He said, keep it raw hip hop. I got to DJ at the Playboy Mansion. Rest in peace to Headquarters who came with me. And he got kicked out 3 times. And we still were able to go, security, let him back in. He's a good dude. And they were like, all right, let him back in. Got kicked out again, let him back in. Got kicked out again, let him back in. But it was one of the dopest parties. I remember when everybody started walking in, all the Playboy bunnies, I was playing Ghostface's record 1. And they just started walking in, bopping into the beat. And I just remember it just going, 1? And everybody's piling in, all in their bikinis and whatnot. Rest in peace to DJ AM, who DJ'd after me. We are longtime friends. Everybody was up in there. It was dope. Oh, and actually, I have a picture of me spinning, and Headquarters is standing next to me right when I got him back in. And it was on March 9th, the very first anniversary of Biggie's passing. And Puffy made some Bad Boy shirts that said, Remember Big, and I have that shirt on because it was March 9th of that first year. And of course the party was the same date. That also led to MTV had their 20th anniversary of them existing on cable television.
Music television, 20 years and still rocking.
Fred Durst calls me up and says, I want you and Lethal to DJ side by side, and me and Method Man are gonna do And Together now. I also got to be in the music video, which at the end, you see me right there in the front. Shout out to Vic Black of the Gangstar Foundation. You see him with the Gangstar shirt on. And we're sitting there rocking out with them. We just had a good time. And that also led to me working on the remix album with them, which we'll talk about in another episode. A lot of history on that too, so we'll save that. But all of this combined, it was just such a great experience, especially the Playboy Mansion. This is the funny part. Now, I'll never forget, because Nookie was the first single before In Together Now.
That's what I was. And I was trying to remember what other single came out that album. It was Nookie.
Remember, Hugh Hefner had the mic, and he said, before I go in to start the music, I just want to say, thank God for Nookie. DJ, take it away. And this is the reason you gotta salute the floppy disk.
Shut the fuck up.
Good story. I love these stories with the salute the sample, man, for real. Let me see. Always I gotta take a look, see what's gonna be the next episode, and man, it's gonna be something I'm gonna really feel. I'm gonna go through the episode, it's like maybe I think I do remember what's gonna be the next episode, but let me double check real quick. If it goes over to the other tab, please. Thank you kindly. All right. What's next right here? We had yes, it's gonna be a good one. Yes. So next up is gonna be based off of a pro dude that was kind of like a protege of Gangstar, and one of their hit songs was definitely a hardcore hip hop hit around the mid to early 90s though as well too. So definitely can't wait to check that out. The story behind that as well too. And it always gets better and better. I'm sure I'm getting into a couple some unfamiliar member song from his group Gangstar, but still this episode's getting better and better. So other than that, if you like my reaction, as always, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's your boy T-Bird signing off. One love.